When Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon for the first time, he said those famous words.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
But wait, that's a human being walking on the moon. It just wasn't a small step, it was an entire leap for mankind. It was a huge technological advancement. The one small step for man had been an accumulation of more than 400,000 engineers, scientists, technicians to accomplish the moon landing and broadcast it to over 600 million people. A massive feat, yet described as a small step in this historic moment. But the reality is, to get to this success, it was a small series of small achievements. We're in the year 2020 and we are accustomed and we have been taught that faster is always better. Fast results, fast money, fast food, instant gratification. And our expectations have molded us to be intolerant of delay. And just like a drug, we want it now and we want it yesterday. It can be easy to be seduced by the marketing which dictates to us that we can get a six-pack in 6 weeks, or we can drop 3 dress sizes in 3 weeks. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned patience? I mean, it really wasn't too long ago where we had dial-up speeds with the internet, which I still remember to this day. Do you remember this sound? With fibre optic broadband, instant searches and downloads, patience has become a dying breed. We no longer take a breath to evaluate what we're actually doing is something meaningful. The we want it now mentality has had a knock-on effect, making us more angry, unhappy, and generally impatient. Looking for immediate results, hacks or shortcuts are unlikely to lead to lasting results. Success takes time. Like oil on water, wanting it now and success just don't go together, nor do they mix. You might have promised yourself that you'll get to the gym more, eat more healthily, or study more. The list goes on. Whatever it is, you might be better off taking small steps towards your goal, as opposed to jumping in headfirst into any big transition. Small steps lead to massive gains, which is the main idea for this video. It may not sound sexy or have the same inspirational firepower, but it could be the one sole thing that you could do to get you across the finish line. And this opens the door to something called compounding gains, and it's working right now this second, and it could be working for you or against you. So let's break down compounding gains. Each day you get a little bit better from a place you were a day before. On a day-to-day basis, gains may seem trivial, perhaps even too small to notice, but looking back a few weeks, months and years, the gains can be enormous. These small steps allow you to celebrate small wins, and once you realise you can do something, you're more likely to continue with momentum. And it's this momentum that is crucial, helping you create more meaningful work progress on things that are important to you. It's simple productive action over time. Momentum is defined by the force or strength gained by taking action. Things that seemed impossible suddenly become more realistic. In other words, it's a lot less work to keep moving once you have momentum than it is to start from a dead stop. Momentum is motion, progress towards a goal. When you've built and created momentum, you don't need to reinvent the wheel to get into motion. Your next actions happen with little effort. It's like compounding interest. If you put your money in an investment account, it starts to generate interest. You create momentum automatically. Those gains from the compound interest will produce gains of their own, and so on. The energy of the momentum always feeds on itself. When it comes to momentum, frequency of the action is perhaps more important than the duration of the execution. Consistent execution is paramount to your progress. Even if you're working on a project for 1 hour a day, it's enough to keep your objectives and your activities top of mind. Teresa Amabile, author of The Progress Principle, found that progress creates the best work experience. In other words, forward momentum equals meaningful work to a higher creativity and productivity. So imagine that you've decided to pursue something. Having that feeling that it can be done by simplifying your goals into smaller tasks gives you that reassuring feeling that it's actually doable, making something that is attainable to increase the likelihood of success. Try and visualize these smaller goals as a series of interlinked decisions and small steps that can be changed along the way. And these decisions every hour, day and week spread out over the course of your life are like seeds over time, they grow into something bigger. There's a natural progression to everything in life. If you plant the seeds of small actions, nurture and water those seeds, be consistent, sooner or later you'll be able to harvest those seeds and you'll be able to benefit from them. Plant, cultivate, harvest. Wasting your time on an activity that doesn't move you forward to your main goal may seem insignificant at the time. Let's say you watch TV for 2 hours every day in the evening, or you could set that time aside to work on a side project. Either way, you will end up on the other side of those 2 hours. And depending on what choice you decide, you will end up at two very different places. It can be easy not to do something as it is not to do it. Just like a weight on a scale, everything can be stacked against you. And all you see is the weight of failure tugging on you, making it difficult to move. Whether you want to improve your finances, your relationship or career, whatever has caused you to get to this situation are lapses in judgment over time. It's heavy and you're feeling the pain of it. If you could add one small positive action and do it the next day and the next day and so on, the scales will start to shift, getting lighter and lighter, and eventually the scales will actually shift in your favour. And this goes without saying, there's an element of trusting the process. So judge your decisions by the vision that you have created. Success takes time, more time than most people are willing to commit. There was a time where I was super fit, and as time has passed, not much has changed, but it was more so back then. Some colleagues would say, oh, you're lucky to look that particular way, or it just must be genetics. And that really used to infuriate me because they had put my success down to something else that was not in my control, that it was just luck. They didn't see the early mornings that I had to wake up, the journey into the gym, the preparation that I needed to do for my food. I think you get the picture. And it's all these small steps of my journey that you don't usually see people publicize. And it's probably because nobody really wants to hear how many sit-ups you have to do to get a six-pack, or how many minutes you need to run to lose a particular amount of pounds. We're more likely to focus on the result of the success, the weight loss transformation. This person sold their business for millions of pounds. The athlete that won the gold medal. Rarely do we focus on small actions that it took to get there. Through intentional actions, these effects will ripple through time. Like a stone thrown into the sea, some ripples may not be visible, and you may impact others around you along the way. We all have the ripple effect, so be the positive light in your circle of friends, family or work colleagues. So there you have it guys, I really did enjoy making this video. If you like this video, please smash that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe, hit alerts if you want to be notified, and comment below if you have anything to say. I'll be really looking forward to hearing your comments, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye bye.